Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. And today we have our WWE Clash of Champions 2019 preview and prediction show. Just also going to run down my thoughts on the King of the Ring tournament that's been going on and the finals here. Give my thoughts on who I think should win and who I think will win. We got Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable. We got 11 matches scheduled for Clash of Champions. It seems like, for whatever reason, the King of the Ring finals was bumped off of Clash of Champions. Who knows why? I think that should have been on the card for sure. Seeing how it's the first one in like four years. It's been 4 years since they've done a King of the Ring, the prestigious King of the Ring tournament. And yeah, gets bumped off the pay per view. So see how prestigious that is. So this is going to be live September 15th, 2019, Charlotte, North Carolina in the Spectrum Centers. So Charlotte, North Carolina, Ric Flair country. But I don't think we'll be seeing Ric Flair on this show at all. Seeing how he is in the process of trademarking the man, I don't think WWE's too happy with the Nature Boy right now. So like I said, we got 11 matches on this pay-per-view. No official pre-show matches at all, but I got my picks here for what I think will be on the pre-show. I'm going to go just in order. We have 10 championship matches. I'm sure we'll see some of the 24/7 stuff. It's really sad to me that this 24/7 title, I had really high hopes for this to be, somewhat similar to the, old hardcore title. We have not even seen, I don't think, an official match of this hard 24/7 championship. It's really just a gag, you know. They're cool little things they do here, but let's have an official match here, Have it start in the ring, go backstage, run through the arena, and, use some creativity in this. Don't just have, R-Truth wandering around and gets rolled up constantly. This is a bit of a joke. I'm disappointed in what they've done with that 24/7 title. So pre-show, nothing official yet, but I am going to just run off these matches in order. Cruiserweight Championship, that'll probably be on the pre-show. We have a triple threat match. Drew Gulak, the champion here, versus Lince Dorado and Humberto Carrillo. I'm going to pick a new champion here. I'm probably going to say this a few times during this show, but I'm going to go with Humberto here to win the title. So, as always, guys, let me know your thoughts on Clash of Champions and if you're excited for the show, if you're not looking forward to it. Who's winning at Clash of Champions? Comment down below. Who's winning? Who's walking out with some championship gold or silver? Their titles aren't even gold anymore, most of them. Tag titles look like crap. The IC title is going to be on the line. That'll probably be on the pre-show as well. Shinsuke Nakamura, how far he's fallen in a couple of years. The reigning Intercontinental Champion will be going up against The Miz. Although I do like this dynamic of Sami Zayn and Nakamura. I think that's pretty cool. I am going to pick Nakamura to retain. I'm interested in seeing what they can actually do with Nakamura and Sami Zayn. The women's tag titles are on the line again. Wow. I don't think they've ever been on 2 pay-per-views in a row. Um, you know, even when they were established at Elimination Chamber, they were on not on Fastlane. They were on WrestleMania, and then they weren't on a pay-per-view until I believe SummerSlam. So we got Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, the champions, versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I believe they're going to run with this team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So I'm picking them to retain. Um, I do want to make a separate video on the state of the tag team division. Um, the tag team division in WWE is a joke. There have been good tag teams over the last, few years, but they're just 2 guys thrown together. There are not, any notable tag teams that, just really stand out. You got the Usos, the New Day, and then you just have random team after random team. You got like Ziggler and McIntyre, the B team, who are just randomly thrown together. You got, of course, you got the Club, the Revival, but you get teams like Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. The state of the tag team division definitely needs to improve. Then we had Daniel Bryan and Rowan, Shane McMahon and The Miz. Just sad. I looked at the teams a few years ago. It looked somewhat promising when you had like TJ, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro. You had Los Matadors, although they were never taken seriously. You had the New Day. The Shield was around for a short period of time. The Wyatts, surprisingly, never won a tag title until it was Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, another team, just, 2 random guys. The New Day faces the Revival here for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I'm going to go with the Revival to win the titles. The SmackDown and Raw women's titles will be on the line. Bayley defending the SmackDown Championship versus Charlotte. Charlotte in Charlotte. I think they could be onto something with this. Sounds appealing. I think Charlotte's also going for her 10th women's title. I don't know if they're including the Divas title in her number or not. It seems like at times they do, at times they don't. I think now they are, like once we are getting up to this point. Because at first I didn't think they were. She had 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown titles, right? And then she beat Bayley. So she might already be past 10 because you got to include the NXT title and the Divas title. So Charlotte's already past 10 championships. She's probably more at like 12 or 11 or 12. For sure she has 10. Pretty sure she has 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown, the Divas, and the NXT. She might have 5 SmackDown titles. But I'm picking Bayley to retain. I love Bayley. Heel, face, whatever. Doesn't bother me that she turned heel. I think it adds another layer to her character. And Bayley is someone that definitely needs that. Got some Arizona iced tea. Half iced tea, half tropical flavor. It's my favorite Arizona. Show the logo. Man, that's good. And then on the Raw women's side, Becky Lynch is still the women's champion. And she is going up against the returning Sasha Banks. So that'll be cool. I think I don't think Sasha should be the champion right away, but I'm not a fan of Becky Lynch either. Um, I think Becky's lost a lot of steam since WrestleMania, and I I wish Sasha would have been here for whatever reason. She hasn't appeared on Raw or SmackDown or whatever. And honestly, I think who knows? Maybe this is all just speculation and whatever, and they just really didn't have plans for Sasha at the time, and they just said, "Hey, take a break, come back after SummerSlam, and we'll have something for you." Because obviously they went with the Ronda, Becky, Charlotte thing going into Mania. They ran with Becky after Mania, so now things have cooled down. Let's bring Sasha Banks back, and let's get a storyline out of this. I do think Sasha Banks is gonna win. She's my pick, and Becky. Let's see if she can gain some momentum back after this. The U.S. title is going to be on the line. Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is going to retain here. I think AJ Styles is going to be a pretty lengthy U.S. champion. Who knows? He might hang on to that title till WrestleMania. Maybe past that. AJ Styles recently signed a new contract. I'm sure WWE is very happy with him. He's been rumored to have said this will be his last contract. So, however long this is, whether it's 4 or 5 years, if it's 3 years, these might be the final years of Alan Jones' career in wrestling. So AJ Styles has had an excellent career. I remember him in 2002, 2003, winning the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Very young man. And to see him now, 16, 17 years later, he has turned out to be one of the best of all time. And I can say that with integrity. I'm very proud to be an AJ Styles fan. He's done it all in the world of wrestling. NWA, TNA, IWGP. I don't know if he's been an ROH champion, but now he's the WWE champion. 4 major wrestling world champions. Not many people could say they've done that, and it's very hard. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. So I'm picking AJ Styles to retain here, and this will probably be a good match. Cedric Alexander, another good talent. The match I'm not looking forward to, Roman Reigns versus Erick Rowan. I'd call it the Roman Rowan. Roman, or the Roman Rowan. Roman, or the Rowan. Rowing the boat with Rowan, or roaming around with Roman. This is a very this is going to be a no disqualification match in what turned out to be the most piss poor storyline we've seen in a long time. Someone tried to run over Roman Reigns with a car. It appeared to be Erick Rowan's look-alike, and this has just took a downward turn from the get-go. We've seen Samoa Joe get involved with this, Daniel Bryan. I'm actually going to pick Rowan to win here, and hopefully this turns out to be a good Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns feud for the next couple of months. Maybe we'll get Team Bryan versus Team Roman at Survivor Series. But this is going to be the piss break for a lot of people. The Raw Tag Team Titles, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman are the champions. Like I've said, the tag team division is just not good in WWE. And they've had really good teams on their roster, and they still decide to throw two guys together that aren't a team and put the titles on them. And Strowman has been the tag champ with a 10-year-old before. And Seth Rollins has been a champion with Dean Ambrose, with Roman Reigns, with Jason Jordan, and now with Strowman. So this is I wish they wouldn't do this. The club had recently won the titles, and they decided to do something like this. I'm not a fan of this. They've done this before with John Cena, with Batista, with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. They've done it in the Attitude Era with guys like Stone Cold and The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels in Austin, Dude Love in Austin. They've done it for years and years. This is not a new thing, and I'm not a fan of it. You know, remember going into WrestleMania 23, Cena and Shawn Michaels were the tag team champions. You know, we've seen random guy after random guys win the titles. I'm not a fan of this at all. Strowman and Rollins retain. That's my pick. Hopefully the club can win the titles back on Raw. WWE Championship match. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I am going to pick a new WWE champion. I liked Kofi's win at WrestleMania. I thought well done by Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. I just haven't been a fan of the way Kofi's been booked over the last 6 months now, 5 months, whatever it's been. I'm in need of a change right now, and Randy Orton could be the guy to do it. And it'd be cool, you know, Randy Orton and the Revival, all as champions. When Legacy was around, I don't think all three of them held the titles. I know Legacy was tag champs at one point in time. Of course, Orton was WWE several times during 2009. But I don't think, Rhodes, DiBiase, and Orton were all champs at the same time. So this would be cool. You know, they've created something new. Let's give them a push. Let's put all the titles on them. And, who knows? Then we got Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Man, Seth Rollins is doing a lot of double duty lately. With didn't he wrestle 2 matches on SummerSlam? Or might have been a few months ago. Like Seth Rollins has just been a workhorse. Or it might have been Extreme Rules, no. Oh, yeah, whatever. I honestly could care less about this match. I'm not interested at all. For me, Braun Strowman should have been Universal Champion 2 years ago. He should have beat Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel last year. He's been ice cold lately. And that's a bad thing for a guy like this who they gave a monster push to, who, he obliterated Roman Reigns over and over again. And then he wins the tag titles with a 10-year-old. To me, that's when I lost all hope in Braun Strowman. And he really hasn't recovered since then. If they put the title on him now, I won't care. And that's why I'm picking Seth Rollins to retain. Let's get into our King of the Ring 2019 prediction. We got Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable. None of my picks actually made it to the finals. I had McIntyre and Cedric Alexander actually on one side of the bracket, and then on the other side of the bracket, I had Kevin Owens and Andrade. So none of those guys are even on the pay per view, which is kind of weird. Um, yeah, Kevin Owens is fired. I forgot about that. So Kevin Owens, hope to see you in NXT, buddy, because Vince McMahon has lost his mind. Look, they've done that with Stone Cold in 1998. Don't forget this, people, that WWE has been reusing storylines for years and years. And yeah, Stone Cold, he didn't count the fall in a match between Undertaker and Kane, and McMahon fired Stone Cold Steve Austin at Survivor Series 2010. McMahon fired John Cena. The John Cena one was a lot worse because in '98, you know, Shane McMahon eventually brought Austin back, which was cool, and eventually in '99, Austin became CEO, which was really fun. You know, all the vignettes they did at the office and things like that. First day on the job, Austin's first day as CEO, giving all the guys beer and whatnot. That was fun. But you know, there's some storylines you redo. You can reinvent some things, and firing a guy is not a good storyline in my opinion. Especially when you know he just signed a multi-year contract. So that's my one gripe about that. Kevin Owens is personally one of my favorites on the current roster. So why would you want to take a lot of people's favorites and just randomly fire someone? So we got Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable in the finals here. It's going to air on Monday Night Raw. It probably won't even be the main event, which it should be. Sadly, this won't be remembered in a year's time, unless they bring it back, or you know, unless they actually push the guy who wins. If it's Baron Corbin, they'll push him. They'll put some steam behind him. If it's Chad Gable that wins, I'm fearing that he'll be like pushed for a couple of months. They might, you know, give him a couple big wins here and there, but overall, we probably won't remember it. It's like, you know, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Does anyone really remember who wins those things? Um, my pick is actually going to be Chad Gable. And, you know, Chad Gable is so underrated. I think this could really help his career. You know, realistically, will it help his career? Probably not. But this will give him some promise, at least on TV, for a little while, in my opinion. You know, Baron Corbin doesn't need a gimmick change or anything. He's not fine the way he is, you know, Baron Corbin, but for what Corbin's character is, I think it's fine. I like Baron Corbin. Chad Gable, it's been rumored that WWE recently trademarked a Shorty G nickname or something. And maybe this will be for Chad Gable. If it is, who knows? Maybe he'll melt down the King of the Ring scepter and crown into some bling bling. And this will be a new gimmick for him. You know, when I think of the King of the Ring, I think of back to 2000 and how I did not expect Kurt Angle to win that thing. And it turned out to be a good thing for him. You know, he didn't really inherit the King of the Ring gimmick, but he did for a little bit. And then, you know, he proved himself in the ring. And that's how I think it should be used with Gable. You know, we'll remember him putting on these awesome matches, and eventually it should elevate Gable to a next level. Will WWE push him in the main event direction? I don't think so. But, it could be worth a shot. That's my opinion. So, I'm going to kind of wrap this up now. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Hope you enjoy your Clash of Champions. Comment down below your predictions. As always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.